10 Lessons Learned from How to Win Friends and Influence People. Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People has stood the test of time since its publication in 1936, and for good reason. His book is not about manipulation or tricks, it is about genuine human connection. Carnegie argues that success in business and life often depends less on technical knowledge than on the ability to work well with others. In this essay, I will outline 10 key lessons from the book and reflect on why they remain so powerful today. 1. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. The first lesson Carnegie stresses is that criticism almost never produces the result we want. People do not respond well to being told they are wrong. Instead, they feel attacked and often become defensive. By avoiding criticism, we preserve relationships and create space for constructive dialogue. This does not mean we ignore problems, but rather that we approach them with empathy. A kind word or a gentle suggestion can go much further than sharp disapproval. 2. Give honest and sincere appreciation. Carnegie emphasizes the deep human need to feel valued. Most people crave recognition more than material rewards. When we sincerely acknowledge someone's effort, we inspire them to do even better. Importantly, Carnegie warns against flattery, which is shallow and manipulative. True appreciation must be heartfelt and specific. For instance, telling a colleague, "I really admire how you handled that stressful situation calmly," has far greater impact than a vague, "good job." 3. Arouse in the other person an eager want. People are most motivated when they see how something benefits them. Instead of insisting on what we want, Carnegie advises framing requests in terms of others' interests. If you want to persuade someone, ask yourself, what's in it for them? By aligning our goals with their desires, cooperation becomes natural. For example, a manager who explains how a new process will save employees time is far more persuasive than one who merely orders compliance. 4. Become genuinely interested in other people. This lesson cuts to the heart of Carnegie's philosophy. We must genuinely care. Superficial interactions are easy to spot, but authentic curiosity builds lasting connections. Carnegie encouraged us to ask questions, listen actively, and remember details about people's lives. When we show interest in others' passions and challenges, we create trust. In an age dominated by quick messages and shallow interactions, this principle feels more relevant than ever. 5. Smile. Though simple, the act of smiling carries enormous weight. Carnegie observed that a genuine smile communicates warmth, openness, and goodwill. It sets the tone for friendly exchanges and makes us more approachable. A smile costs nothing but can transform the atmosphere in a room. In a world where stress and busyness often dominate, choosing to smile becomes an intentional act of kindness that invites others to relax and engage. 6. Remember that a person's name is, to them, the sweetest sound. Carnegie reminds us of the psychological power of names. When we remember and use someone's name, it signals respect and personal recognition. Forgetting or misusing a name can have the opposite effect, making people feel overlooked. By making the effort to learn and correctly use names, we strengthen relationships and demonstrate attentiveness. It may be a small gesture, but it leaves a lasting impression. 7. Be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves. One of the most practical lessons is that people love to talk about themselves. Carnegie explains that listening is not passive, it is an active skill that requires patience and focus. By giving others the chance to share their stories, we validate their experiences and create bonds. Moreover, listening carefully gives us valuable insight into what matters most to them, which can later guide how we interact. This principle is especially vital in leadership and sales, where understanding others' needs is the key to influence. 8. Talk in terms of the other person's interests. Building on the importance of listening, Carnegie suggests tailoring conversations to subjects that excite the other person. If someone loves photography, discuss photography rather than your unrelated hobbies. This does not mean abandoning our own interests, but rather meeting others where they are most engaged. By aligning conversations with their passions, we foster enthusiasm and connection. The broader lesson here is to put others at the center, not ourselves. 9. Make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. Carnegie asserts that one of the deepest human desires is to feel significant. By recognizing people's worth, we satisfy this need and build goodwill. Importantly, sincerity is key. Empty compliments or exaggerated praise erode trust, but genuine acknowledgement of someone's value strengthens relationships. Whether it is appreciating a team member's unique skill or acknowledging a friend's kindness, small acts of sincere recognition go a long way. 10. Win people to your way of thinking without argument. Finally, Carnegie advises avoiding direct arguments whenever possible. Arguments rarely produce winners. Instead, they often create resentment. A better approach is to seek common ground, acknowledge the other person's perspective, and gently guide the conversation. Phrases like, "I may be wrong, but let's look at the facts together," open the door to collaboration instead of confrontation. The goal is not to defeat someone, but to influence them through respect and understanding. Conclusion. Taken together, these 10 lessons form a philosophy of human relations built on respect, empathy, and authenticity. Carnegie does not promise shortcuts or manipulative tricks. Rather, he shows us how to become better versions of ourselves in our interactions with others. By avoiding criticism, offering sincere appreciation, and aligning with others' interests, we create connections that are genuine and lasting. 80 years after its publication, How to Win Friends and Influence People continues to resonate because its truths are universal. People still want to be heard, valued, and respected. In a world where technology often distances us from one another, Carnegie's lessons are a reminder that human warmth and sincerity remain the most powerful tools for influence.